Do you know what Alexander the Great did after he conquered his last kingdom? Do you know? Some of you probably already know this, but I like talking about that. I'll tell you in a few minutes. Hi, it's Keisha Henry with New Beginning Healing Institute. Welcome to today's Monday Power Tip. It is late. I think it's now 3 o'clock and I'm just now doing this video. But welcome to today's Monday Power Tip. In the spirit of World Mental Health Day, I'm very excited to do this, Monday Power Tip video talking about this keyword adaptation. So Alexander the Great, he literally cried when he conquered his last kingdom because there's nothing else for him to do. And that is adaptation at its finest, because he had this, he had this premeditated nostalgia about what he wanted. He wanted everything. He wanted conquered everything, and he did. And essentially when he did that, there was nothing else for him to do. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? There's nothing else for you to do. Okay, so I don't know if you're struggling with PTSD, you're struggling with depression, anxiety, eating disorders. I don't know. It's just something that you want to get rid of. You want to 100% cure this thing. And it's like, you just need to accomplish that. And yes, we should not accept, mediocrity. We should not accept trauma, because trauma is something that is, unwanted. It's adverse and it's not welcomed. But while we're dealing with these things in our lives, and there's so many other things that come into our lives that we need to handle, we want to get it all accomplished. But my goodness, what would happen if we accomplished every single thing, everything? I don't know if that would keep us where we are, and the sadness, depression, and anger. Because look at Alexander the Great. He literally cried. I can only imagine how far this sadness or perhaps depression took him, because adaptation really kicked in when he had nothing else to do, when he could not find meaning in anything that he was doing other than trying to conquer. So my thought today is, what is it that you are trying to conquer, that you have this outcome that you're very, very much fixed on, that you're working towards, and perhaps it's not here yet and you're getting frustrated, and perhaps you have lost sight of what's meaningful in this work towards what you're doing. And to be mindful that adaptation is a real thing. When you do accomplish that thing, what else is there to do? So should the approach be going towards adaptation, or should the approach be try to find meaning in what it is that you're working with today? What is it you're working towards for tomorrow? It's about finding meaning. It's about being meaningful in the work that you're doing, in perhaps the service that you're providing, or just being compassionate to yourself. Find meaning in being compassionate to yourself. Find meaning in, I'm doing the best that I can. Find meaning in, I'm just going to keep going. So adaptation is a real thing, wherein we have everything and it becomes nothing, because then it becomes useless and not useful. So give some thought to that today. And while you're thinking about adaptation, perhaps how this might apply to yourself, why don't you also think about, acceptance? Why don't you also think about gratitude for what it is that you are doing today, and how you are bringing more meaning into your life, and how you're being mindful of what you're doing that's providing meaning in your life. Adaptation is a very serious thing. I don't think I ever want to have that, because if I do experience adaptation, that means I'm no longer living and there's nothing else to do. So everything is nothing. Think about that, and perhaps how that may apply to you, and to see if it does apply, how you can work about changing that. Thank you for listening, guys.